Is popularity a good thing, or is it a bad thing that actually deters you from buying a product? Well, here at OS and VTXReviews.com, we were very conscious of the fact that this model, this phone, in fact, right now, the HTC Touch is actually one of the most hyped devices. And it's going to definitely go down in history as one of those products that definitely urges and breaks out from the norm, definitely, in this type of Windows mobile platform smartphone-eccentric devices. This device comes out a few weeks earlier than the iPhone, and so there's certainly a very intense love triangle going on between the HTC Touch, the iPhone, and the LG product in terms of, oh, people are saying, oh, this company copied this company copied that, and this company copied that, and all to the bottom line, all three of these phones are very early touchscreen phones that offer advanced functionality that goes beyond their ages. So what do we like about the HTC Touch? Well, it's the smallest Windows Mobile handset to always come out of HTC's and almost any manufacturer's lineup. It's really small and it fits really nicely in the hand, and it's a full touchscreen handset, like we said. The handset, as you can see, features a 2.8-inch resistive touchscreen. Although resistive, this is a one-panel display, which is really cool because it really surfaces the design aesthetics of a glass, and we always like sleek design standpoints. As you can see, what is kind of different about this model is that although it's a Windows-powered smartphone, it doesn't have any buttons except for a 5-way D-pad, which is really minimalizing the looks, which looks super elegant, super cool, you just want to squeeze it, and an OK button, which is very large and tactile. You also have two talk and end keys that are tactile and backlit when the device turns on. Another thing you'll notice is that also like the touch-like design is that the whole material is made out of this soft touch rubber coating, which is great. You also have this nice contraband that wraps around the device that sandwiches the two rubber sides in half. You have this nice metallic ring. On the ring, you'll find all the buttons, like on the top, a on-off key. You also find a stylus, which is built right in. It's also chrome, like the metallic band. Speaking of the stylus, it's a pretty small, compact stylus because the phone is very small and it does have to fit in with the model, but it's a very premium stylus. We do like using it. It's a little bit, if you have a really large hand, this might not be the stylus that you should use right out of the box. That's that. On the left-hand side, instead of a volume rocker, we have a volume slider, which slides up and down, which is kind of an interesting twist, and we do like that. On the bottom, we find a lanyard cord for lanyard input. We also have a mini USB, which is kind of semi-proprietary in terms of HTC using a different kind of connection for syncing, but it uses the same for charging. You have a microphone, and on the right-hand side of the device, we also have a camera shutter key for taking pictures. On the back of the device, you'll find the Touch logo as well as the HTC logo, a loudspeaker, as well as the camera, which features a 2-megapixel sensor with pre-adjusted focus. It's not autofocus, but it has a self-portrait mirror. Another thing you might be asking is, well, I don't see any carrier, and that's because the HTC Touch, a lot of you guys probably already know this, is a fully unlocked smartphone, which kind of like unlocked iPhones and unlocked LG Pradas are kind of expensive. It does come out at a MRSP price of $500 to $600. You do get a lot of goodies in the box, but that said, it's still pretty expensive today, so look around and see it. So since it's unlocked, it's a GSM quad-band world phone, and you'll find the SIM card slot that's instead of behind the battery, all you have to do is remove this little band if you have long enough fingernails, pry it open, and you have a side-loading SIM card slot and a mini SD card slot, so that's great, so you can just directly access it here. It's a little bit hard to get open, but it's a cool, diverse take on things from the norm, again. Upon turning on the device, you'll find the standard Windows Mobile operating system on top here. You'll also see the light indicator and the speaker flashing to indicate that you are connected to an internet. The first thing you might see is that you have a big clock surrounded by a kind of strange tasks of bars. And what this is also called TouchFlo. And HTC is putting this out, so all you need to do is access your favorite features of the smartphone is to touch these different features. Like the first block, which is a home menu, represents the clock, which you can touch this to go to set your alarm. You also have a few inboxes and notifications. Pressing this key takes you to favorite people, where you can add your favorite applications. Pressing it again takes you to your launcher of your favorite apps. You can drag different apps around and add different ones on these blank boxes. You can have another one for launching and playing music. So this is a very easy to slide little button, and it works very well. It's very cool, and it's very finger friendly, which is going with the whole touch part of this phone, because no one wants to use the stylus all the time. Now, the whole entire design also goes on with the menu system. Pressing the start menu with this very flush, very cool screen, which is actually really responsive. You'll find that whenever you're dragging your finger down a list, like the iPhone or any other smartphone these days, this Windows smartphone actually follows your finger. So, as you can see, it's actually following my finger. If we go to not accessories, but if we go to programs, we will find that there's also kinetic scrolling, meaning that you can drag down, or I can drag through the list like this instead of going through the menu like this, which is not very finger friendly. So that's pretty cool. They added a few touches here and there. Other than that, though, the HTC Touch offers the biggest surprise in terms of what they call a touch cube. Matching the whole very beautiful aesthetics of this device, sliding your finger from the bottom of the panel to the top reveals a cube. And the cube reveals is a three-dimensional cube with different accessing to different features, which are super touch-friendly, as you can see. You can even navigate with the buttons, and it's just really easy to press. You can press email, you can press SMS, Internet Explorer to browse web tasks, call manager, and a calendar. Sliding either to the left or to the right takes you to the next menu, which is the music and the multimedia menu, music, videos, and photos. As you can see, there's really easy to press. Sliding it again takes you to the favorite contacts list, as well as the calling dialer. So basically, you have 3 home pages consisting of a phone feature, a productivity and work connection feature, as well as a multimedia, game, and music and video playback feature. To simply take out of this menu, all you need to do is slide from the top to the bottom and take out and swipe down the block. This is a really easy, really intuitive system, and we're surprised how efficiently and how non-sluggishly it actually works on this device, which has a kind of lacking processor. Believe it or not, the whole thing running the show is actually a processor slightly over 200 megahertz, and that's pretty slow for that. But it does have all the connection specs. Like, believe it or not, this phone's features doesn't end here. In addition to being a quad-band GSM smartphone, it also features Wi-Fi for direct connection to the internet. You also have Bluetooth built in, so it's basically all the connections you could possibly want in this small, compact, revolutionary design, which is pretty interesting. Now, taking a look again at some of these applications, you'll find that there's a few issues that start arising. First of all, is that not all the integration of this device is this touch friendly. Like, for example, if we want to go into the calendar, will be transported back to the standard calendar offered in Windows Mobile, which is not super touch friendly. So there's certainly a little bit of an area of concern there. Also, you'll be noticing that the QWERTY keyboard hasn't changed much. Indeed, it's a little bit larger, but it's still very hard to type on. You're going to have to take out your stylus and start typing again, which is very annoying, and it's definitely a nuisance. They didn't think of a good keyboard for that. However, on certain applications, you will be granted to a better experience for touch, like the Call Manager, which accesses all the wireless capabilities, offers this super cool layout. All you need to do is press the entire tab, and you can turn on and turn off different applications with relative speed and access. So this is a really good application, for example, that HTC definitely did some work on. So it's really kind of strange that the consistency level isn't at the top yet. So you might be saying, well, this has a lot of web-connected features. Well, let's go to the Internet Explorer and start browsing the web. The Internet Explorer is fairly standard. Microsoft did do a little bit of an update with this product, so it's not the lowest in terms of that. We can go to google.com and see how fast it loads. As again, for this processor speed, it's surprisingly fast. And without the stylus, you kind of can't, it's not as convenient. A good thing of having a resistive touchscreen, though, is it's very easy to copy and paste text, as you can see. So copy and pasting productivity tools is really simple and easy to use. If you want to search HTC Touch, we just click on this text and touch, images, and just search HTC and see how fast it gets up. Pretty fast. So overall, what we're saying is that this device is really a nice device, but if you're looking for something that justifies touch friendliness 24/7, it might not be the one for you because consistency levels are not the highest. But as you can see, everything else seems to be working really nicely. The browser also has kinetic scrolling, so it's easier for your hands. But at the end of the day, if you have to get a Microsoft smartphone, this might be the one to beat because it's so cool in terms of being revolutionary again and bring different features to the surface of a very complex and confusing operating system, all in this one very cute little look. So it's not just for professional people. I think that this is a very stylish handset that basically anybody can really pick up and use. Just be cautious that it's not perfect just yet. You also get a few built-in games like Sudoku, and there's Office Mobile built-in, of course, with PowerPoint and Word Mobile. You can access that via connection to the internet or via your SD card slot. There's Active Sync, of course. The camera is fairly decent on this handset. You're going to have pretty decent playback speeds, and definitely video quality is kind of grainy, but the picture quality is surprisingly good, and the density rate in terms of being able to being stored on this handset is surprisingly good. You can take a few hundred pictures without bogging down the memory. So you can take your pictures, and we also really like the fact that while you're taking your pictures, the whole system also is kind of changed, and it's a very good system. The camera buttons are all also very large and very easy to press. So HTC did a nice job utilizing the feature functions of this camera. So we also like the camera function, if you believe that. Although quality isn't the best, it's very easy to use, and that's pretty much all you need as a small camera smartphone. So overall, very impressed with the HTC Touch in terms of features and basically having everything out of the box, ready to go. If you just don't mind paying a little bit of an extra, and for something that isn't 100% done, then maybe the HTC Touch will be the smartphone you are looking for.